Hi there, today we're going to talk about linen love, looking after your woolies and linens. And the first thing we're going to mention is the moth, the dreaded moth, the bane of our life when we have woolies. Now, moths are very selective. They can spot a good woolly at 50 paces. And the reason for this is that they're looking for the animal fibres that are in the wool. And they can sniff those out. They're looking for those because that's where they want to lay their eggs. And it's those little baby mothettes that are going to be chewing up on your woolies. So we don't want that. We want to keep them away. And the best thing to do that with is to mask the smell of the wool itself. Wool has its own smell, just as we do. And so we have to mask that smell to keep the moths from going near them. Now, in the old days, people would use mothballs or camphorated oil. But the smell's dreadful, it's really pungent, and you could always tell when somebody had had their clothes stored in mothballs. It was a really nasty, hard smell. But we can use our herbs instead. And of our 10 herbs that we're using, we can use lavender, rosemary, thyme, marjoram and mint. And I'm going to make a nice moth mix here, which I like to call moth off. Now, in my bowl here, I've got 1 part each of mint, marjoram and thyme. I'm just going to add a little bit more of my marjoram here. And my main herbs in here are my rosemary and lavender, and I'm adding 2 parts each of those. I'm just going to top up on my lavender. Now, into my herb blend, I'm going to add a little bit of essential oil just to really oomph up those fragrances. And I'll put in, say, 10 drops of lavender because I really like the scent. Now, you might notice this white stuff in here. This is what you call perlite, and it's available from garden centres. You can also get vermiculite, which is just the same. It does the same job. It's actually used to aerate soil in gardening, and it's a natural compound, and the great thing about it is it holds the fragrance and it also bulks out your blends so that what you make can go further. You can make more centres and things with it. So I like to use it just to make things go a bit further. Now, to this, if you want to keep your scent a long, long time, but bear in mind your herbs will last for about a year, you could add a natural compound called orris root powder, and this is made from the root of the iris flower. So you would add this, but you don't need to be using that. You could in fact use cinnamon. Crushed up cinnamon is also another natural fixative, as is cloves, crushed up cloves. And if you use those, then you get a really nice spicy scent. So it's worth giving those a try. So blend in your herbs together and all your bits and pieces, and then put these into a jar and seal it. Now, I like to put my jar away for 4 weeks because this means it gives time for all the herbs to blend, for the fragrances which start off quite raw and harsh to soften up and come together and to make one lovely scent. Now, it's still powerful against the moth, but it is much softer to us. So after you've blended your herbs and they've stewed away to themselves, you're ready to make your centres. Now, you can, if you're really into sewing, make little hearts and things like that using either needle and thread or a sewing machine, or you can make your own little sacks and hang these up. Or if you're not into sewing, you can go to a craft shop and get those lovely little muslin bags, sometimes used for wedding favours, and just fill those. I mean, it's really easy. Or, alternatively, you can make your own little sachet just out of an old hanky, like this. Now, I'm going to take some of my blend, which has been stewing away, and just pour about a handful into my hanky, like so. And then just take the corners, gather them together, and then take a piece of ribbon and tie this round. This is how simple it is. And I just tie this in a bow because that way I get a nice loop that I can hang onto a coat hanger. Just like that. That's all there is to it. You can toss that into a drawer to protect all your smalls and things and your jerseys that are stored away there, or you can hang it up on a coat hanger. Now, you'll note this coat hanger is padded. It's not actually padded with fibre fill or anything. It's just a cotton sleeve, and inside are the herbs. So you can actually fill a coat hanger with the herbs themselves to protect your clothes that way. Now, if that's too much work for you, you can just use an envelope. Here I've taken an envelope and I've just pierced some holes in it with a pin just to make sure the fragrance can get out. And then all I'll do is pour some of my blend in here. and then I seal it up. And so that I can hang it up onto my coat hanger, I would just pierce a little hole in the side like so. There you go. Put it on your hanger, hang it in the wardrobe. Of course you could make a much better job of it than I have. Put some stickers on, draw some flowers, anything like that. But all of these ways help to protect your clothes when they're hanging in the wardrobe and when they're in your drawers and cupboards. Now when it comes to ironing, and that's a chore that sometimes we hate, it's really nice to add fragrance to your ironing. And a lot of people add ironing water, and they sometimes put that inside the iron itself. Now if you're doing that, don't use the essential oils that I'm going to be using, because it's not good to put essential oils inside your iron. What I do is I make up a spray, and I spray my clothes and fabrics first, and then I just iron them. So taking a normal spray bottle, these ones you can get in the garden centre, a plant spray, and then just pour in water, just standard water. Now you can go for boiled water if you want to, but I just tend to use tap water. Fill it up, and then add your essential oils. Now don't go mad here, because you don't want a lot, you don't want to actually, mark your clothes or anything. I would put in, say, just 5 drops, that's all you need, of your oil into your bottle. Put your lid on, give this a really good shake, and then you would just spray your fabrics as you're ironing. And that way you'll get fabulous smell of lavender or herb of your choice onto your ironing as you're doing it. You can also use that to spray onto pillowcases and sheets and things, and that's absolutely wonderful and helps you get a good night's sleep if you're using lavender. So there you have it, Linen Love. Ways to add your herbs to your wash days and to your wardrobe, and to keep things smelling good and free from the dreaded moth. See what I mean? It's just so easy.